Yes, people. Welcome to the Mind, Muscle, Hustle podcast. Today, we're going to be catching up with Troy Anderson, prep coach, lifestyle coach, and business owner. Yes, people. Welcome back to the Mind, Muscle, Hustle podcast. And today's guest is Troy Anderson, lifestyle coach, prep coach, and Myo Apparel owner. That's how you're saying it? Apparel?
Yeah, apparel.
I had this problem earlier. Apparel. I should know because I'm one of the Myo athletes. For those who don't know you yet, who is Troy Anderson in your own words?
Oh, that's going to turn into a long question, isn't it? Fucking hell. Can I swear on this?
Of course you can.
Good. So, I swear a lot. I'd say, like you said earlier, fucking hell, I can't get my words out. Like you said earlier, I'm a bodybuilding prep coach. I'm a lifestyle coach. I've been in this industry for working probably 13 years between lifestyle clients, professional athletes, within professional sport, bodybuilding coaching, transformation coaching. I've been here a long time, and before that I was in university, I've been in college, and all of that has had a sporting background. So I've got a master's degree in strength and conditioning, which originally was my first pursuit. I went into working with Castleford Tigers, a professional WE club. We got to the grand final. We got to the Challenge Cup grand final the year I was there. We won the League Leaders Shield. So from a performance aspect, I've done that. I've been there. I just wanted to get more into the transformation stuff because to me, bodybuilding, looking a certain way was something that I had a massive passion for. I wanted to look a certain way and then wanted to help people look a certain way as well. So for me, that's been my biggest focus for most of my life, like looking a certain way, creating a physique that I'm happy with. And we might get into this later, but it all came down to being a fat kid. I hated how I looked, hated being a fat kid, hated being bullied. And I didn't want to be that kid anymore. I wanted to build a physique I was happy with, not for anybody else, but for me. And I want to help other people achieve that sort of goal as well.
You're definitely not just one of these guys that's done a calorie deficit for 12 weeks. And then just put yourself up having the coach status.
You hear it so much in this industry now. People doing one show, they're now a coach. They've done a PT course, they're now an online coach. It's like, you've got to earn your right and stripes to be in this industry. There's a lot more to it than a calorie deficit. Just do this. It's a lot more complicated. When you understand the biomechanics of why you're doing an exercise, when you understand the nutrition of why you're applying certain nutrition characteristics to somebody, you sort of know what response you're going to get. But there's also an experience element that comes to that as well. So over the years, you learn not everything works for everybody. You learn different techniques. You learn, perhaps not everybody's going to be a robot. So you've got to find ways around that. How can you implement different techniques to work with everybody else? But going through the university side of things, although that wasn't specifically bodybuilding specific, it was all learning about training, learning how to execute an exercise, what's going on when that moves from there to there. How does that move from there to there? And there was a lot of biomechanics, a lot of anatomy, a lot of physiology, and all of that has built me to who I am today in the way I prescribe exercises to people. Like, you've trained with me, you know why I do something, and I've explained that to you. Why do we pause in the length and range? Why do we load a machine in a specific way? Why do we put a program together in a specific way? Like, matching exercises for that body part, it's more than just, I've done a 12-week course, I'm now a PT. Try doing it for 13 years, learning off different people, different experts, from different fields as well, not just bodybuilding. Learn from the sports guys who actually take the science-based stuff. Learn from the bodybuilders with the experience. See what works, apply what you like, don't apply what you don't, and create your plan, which is what I've done over the last 13 years, is creating my niche, the way I like to work, what works, and I think my results show for that.
And would you say that's what separates you from a lot of other online coaches out there as well?
Yes, I would agree. Like, there is guys out there with degrees, like, and I'll have a lot of conversations with these. I'll debate things. I'll learn from these guys, as we all do. We learn from each other, and having other educated people in this industry is great because I can learn different ways. They can learn different ways. And we all help each other. Like, this industry shouldn't be a dog-eat-dog world. There's enough clients for all of us. We can all be friends. We can all help each other. We can all get better. And if we create a better product, there's going to be more people wanting to come into the industry. Therefore, there's going to be more product for all of us. So we can all win if we all help each other out. But that said, there's people coming into this industry, and I'm a firm believer, if you want to be an online coach, be a PT first. Learn how to train people on the gym floor. Get that experience, because you're going to make a lot of mistakes there. You're also going to pick up a lot of business skills as well. How do I even get that client to want to come and train with me in the first place? Learn that. Learn your trade there with your average Gen Pop client before you start getting into bodybuilding preps. Just because you've done a prep don't mean that you can prep somebody. You don't know why you've done certain aspects. Learn that. Then, once you've had a lot of experience in that, move over to online coaching. Transition yourself away from a gym floor, because you want that freedom of life. You want to be able to work and help more people. And for myself, I have a lot of coaches who are clients, and they learn from me, which means that my expertise are then passing on to their clients. So I'm helping a spectrum of my clients, but then they're helping a spectrum of theirs. So we're making more and more people better as we go down that line. Therefore, the industry is going to get better. The product's going to get better. The advertisement's going to get better because they've got better results. Therefore, there's going to be more people wanting to come in to receive these results. And again, bigger pull for us all. We all win. And that's what I want from this industry. I don't want us to all eat each other. I want us all to thrive. And I think that's something that's missing a lot of the time. I think no matter what career you're in, and I think this is missing a lot of the time, like you say, a lot of people get into this industry because they hear, he's earning 20 grand a year, he's living in Dubai, he's got this high life wearing Louis Vuitton, he can do whatever he wants when he wants, he travels the world, goes to Bali, goes here, there and everywhere, goes to the Caribbean whenever he wants.
You make 20 grand a month.
That'd be great, yeah. That would be great.
Yeah.
But even the long time I've been in this industry, I'm not earning 20 grand a month. My time goes into work with my clients. My passion is working with clients. I could charge more for my product. And I've said to you this before, the way my education's gone, I've spent over £100,000 in education. I spent over 13 years in education. That amount of time and money that's gone into that is worth more than what some of these guys are charging on the industry. And you're going to get a better product for that. Because I've made mistakes. Like, fuck me, I've made tons of them. I've tried every diet on the market because I wanted to know what works, wanted to try things, get my own judgment on that. And I've failed, but I've got back up. And I've found a process that works. Not just for me, but it's worked for hundreds, if not thousands of clients over the years that I've been working with. Like, I've had guys in men's health. I've had guys on stage winning gold. I've had IFBB Pro wins. I've got Pro Card wins. I've got IFBB guys getting top 10 in IFBB Pro shows. And that's all come from all the mistakes that I've made over the years to now have a product that is somewhat polished. And I say somewhat because everyone can get better. We can all find a process that works better. And for me, having guys in the industry that we can talk to, debate things with, and improve our processes with, because they might have something that's better for me, I might have something that's better for them. So it can be a win-win exchange in terms of information. And I think that's something we need to really get into and just help each other along rather than thinking of money. Because for me, a client win wears more than money. All I want for me, and this isn't something that I do on a monetary wise, but I just want enough money to be able to keep doing this job, to be able to pursue my bodybuilding career and live a comfortable life. I'm not worried about making millions. So I will cap my client intake where I don't feel comfortable that I can give every client the time and worth that they need. Because everybody needs time. Not everybody is a robot. I will try and get everybody to their end goal, no matter what level they are, because I will put the time and effort in. If they've got a problem, I'm there 24/7, because you know that. Like, I will answer as quickly as possible. You're not waiting 24 hours for a reply. I will give you instructions and guidance as soon as I can get to my phone, which generally at latest is an hour or two.
Love that, mate. That's solid. I mean, capping your clients because, all right, say for example, you cap your clients at 50 because you know you can give your 100% all to them 50 rather than taking on 80 and only be able to give those 80 people 70%.
Yeah. It's like I have, like I say, IFBB pro clients. I have top amateur athletes. They're robots. I can tell them to do what they want to do and go off. But I've also got a lot of clients that aren't, and they need help. They're pursuing their first time at a show, or they're a couple of seasons in, but they need that guidance there a lot. They need more time from me. And I don't care what level you're at. I'm going to give you as much time as I'm going to give my IFBB pro guys. The guys that are going to the Olympia, I will give them just as much time because you're still a person. You're not a number. And it don't care where your rank is. You deserve that time. You've come to me for a product. You get that product. Like, you don't go to Lamborghini and pay the same amount of money and not get the same car. You get what you pay for. And that's what my product will always be. I will always do it to help people. Because like I said earlier, I got into this plain and simply through being a fat kid. Don't get me wrong, I've got family members that do it. So that has probably given me a little bit more of a nudge. But at the same time, I didn't want to be that fat kid. And I don't want anybody else to suffer that sort of thing as well. I don't want them to suffer from bullying. I don't want them to not feel comfortable in their own body. And one big ethos I tell my clients is live your best life in your best body. Because that's, at the end of the day, is worth more than a plastic trophy.
Love that. Love that. And the fact that, from what you're saying, you can help anyone because everyone's completely different.
Yeah, they are.
Not one body's the same. Out of all the clients that I've had, I've not got a client that's the same as another client. They're all completely different.
100%.
It might be emotionally different, physically different.
Yeah.
Like, they're all completely different. And in this game as well, there's not one size that fits all.
No. There's no cookie cutter program out there. And I think a lot of coaches miss this, especially like we're talking, like these guys that have done one season and coming in as a coach. They're copying what their coach has told them to do and they're crossing it over. Which, if that process works, it's okay to take processes from your coach as long as you understand them. If you can understand why you're applying that and that applies to that specific client, that's okay. It can look similar. But if that doesn't apply to that client and it's not going to benefit that client, why are you even trying it? You've got to monitor a client and adapt with them. And when it comes to like setting up a diet, there's no such thing as a cookie cutter program. Like, I like specific foods in for specific reasons. So, I mean, just getting into simple things like pineapple, I like it for the enzyme that's in there. But not everybody likes pineapple. So I will generally take someone's diet when they first come to me and adapt it and clean it up to something that I'm happy with, but is similar to what they normally live with. Because I want to create consistency and I want that person to be able to stick to that plan for a long period of time. Because at the end of the day, consistency reaps results. So if someone can stick to something that is also within the macros, within the calories, and clean, healthy, whole foods. Like if someone's diet, let's say, on a morning they're normally having a breakfast sandwich with bacon and eggs, you can turn that simply into sourdough toast, eggs done with fry-light, turkey bacon. They've got that breakfast sandwich there. It's still the same thing, but it's calorie controlled now. It's macro controlled from whole real foods. Burgers, rather than going to Five Guys, get 5% mince, get a bread bun. They do sourdough now as well, which everybody in the world, bodybuilding world, is now all eating sourdough because it's the big trend at the minute. But you do that, throw some veg on there, sugar-free ketchup, chips in the air fryer. You've cleaned that meal up. They're getting the results that they want. They're loving life because they've got burger and chips. Last meal of the day, stick a Ninja Creamy in there. They've had burger, chips, a breakfast sandwich, and a Ninja Creamy.
You're making me hungry, man.
Like, that's all controlled, and nobody would think that was dieting. So, not every size fits all. And like, I'm not talking this is specifically just for prep clients, but for lifestyle more so. You've got to make it, I don't want to say long term, because you want to get to the result as quick as possible. That's more maintainable, because no diet is maintainable. You want to get someone back up to at least maintenance calories once they're happy and there. That's not maintainable. But if you can make it as easy and enjoyable as possible, why not? And that's where coaching, being individualised. If someone wants to eat plain rice, chicken, rice and broccoli, fine, let them. But if they want to eat it, I could have a stir fry. incorporate it. At the end of the day, it's normally a little bit of garlic, ginger, and a little bit of soy sauce. You can incorporate that and make it work and make it fit. So it's just being smart, monitoring. Coaching is monitoring and working with a reaction. Something happens, right, let's do this. Oh, that's perfectly working. Keep going. That's what coaching is at the end of the day. And just being there for people.
And making something sustainable, they're more likely to stick to it in the long run.
In the long run, they will stick to it. Obviously, a diet isn't sustainable. We'll say this over and over again. The quicker you get to the result, the more chance of you getting there. So from a calories perspective, it's not maintainable. You're just trying to make it more enjoyable, that they're more likely to stick to it. Because if someone's just got bland-ass food, they're probably going to want to go for the cheap, shittier food. But if you can make something taste nicer, also it's going to help with digestion because you're going to have more saliva, you're going to have more breakdown. It's a better way to go. I've completely forgot where I'm going off with it. But at the same time, it's not sustainable to live in that calorie deficit. You want to get back up there. But then once they've done, it's just incorporate a little bit more in. Bring that food back to maintenance. You can keep the base diet there, but increase the amounts. Give them more chips, things like that. It's just increasing and bringing it back. That's what's sustainable. The diet ain't. But once they're there, once you transition that over, it can be.
Building sustainable habits.
And that as well.
Yeah. I mean, what you've just said there is more direction for a lifestyle client. But when it comes to a competitive client, it's completely different, right?
It is completely different to some extent. You can still make it enjoyable. You don't have to suffer on cold food out of a Tupperware box. You can spice your food up. At the end of the day, it's all about consistency. Set a plan, stick to it with the foods that you enjoy. Like, don't get me wrong, you're not going to be able to be as fancy as a lifestyle client. You've not got that room forever. Everything has to be meticulously the same. But spices, use them. Make your food nicer. Ninja creamies, still game. You can have an ice cream before bed. Like, when I started bodybuilding, that was never there. That's great. You can still have chips because you stick them in the air fryer. Nothing wrong with that. You can still have sourdough toast in the morning. Nothing wrong with that. So it can still be a nice diet to follow. Obviously, when you're getting down to deeper stages in prep, you're probably going to want to transition more to volumizing your food. But it doesn't mean that you can't still have food like that. It can still be enjoyable. It don't have to look beige as fuck with a little bit of green on the side.
Right, let's go back a bit. How did your rugby journey begin and what level did you reach?
God, that's back some years. So I started playing rugby when I was 4. So,
wow.
My auntie actually took me to my first training session because I always wanted to play. I always watched the pros playing and I always wanted to be part of that. I wanted to play that game. My brother played rugby at a high level. My dad used to play rugby. It was something that was sort of instilled in me. I started boxing at a previous time as well, so that was also in there as well. But from a rugby point, I started at 4, played rugby union up until I was about 11, and then I transitioned over to rugby league, which was the game I always wanted to play. But from a fair point, I was always told I needed to lose weight to get into that because I wouldn't be fit enough to be able to keep up with the speed of the game. So that was always a big intention. The original reason why I probably started to try and lose weight was I wanted to play rugby league. And I wanted to play at a professional level. I wanted to be part of that Super League team. And I wanted to be part of that game. And I kept pursuing it. I got into the scholarship at Castleford Tigers. I was with them. I went through the academy and then I got injured. So I took a carry-in and I got tackled front on the knee and my knee went backwards. That was my first injury.
Ooh.
So from that, I then went out to play at Sheffield, which while I was there, I went off to play for Great Britain with Barla. I went off to play for England, youth side.
Wow.
And then I went to play for Featherstone, and then I went back to Castleford. And during a team run, which is essentially like supposed to be a non-contact run through the game before the game, the day before, I took a tackle from the side and my knee went sideways. That was 18 months out. I had the best physios looking
18
at
months?
me. 18 months.
Fucking hell.
After that, I kind of thought my game was over. So I went to university, obviously still young at this point. I'm 17, going on 18. I'm like, right, university's coming up. I've just done my college. I've been playing for Yorkshire and all that through my college stuff. And I'm like, you know what, let's go to uni. Let's see where I get. I played for the uni team and then I got signed by Keighley Cougars. So played with them for a little bit, but I was transitioning into PT as well. So I started to learn the PT trade, did all my qualification. I started to work on a gym floor while doing the start of my degree. So this is where I started at 18 working, although I was pursuing that weight loss journey I was on forums reading stuff from like 10 years old, where keto diets were the main way of going it. So no carbohydrates went in for a long period of time. Went to play for Keighley, and I don't want to say I lost the love for the sport, but something else was bigger in me. I was spending a lot of time between university, personal training, and then I had to get there, and I just didn't have the time for my life, and one thing had to go. And I was so concerned with the way I looked, as that I could spend more time in the gym if I'm not doing that. And that was something that I really enjoyed doing. I wanted to train. I love training. I love following a diet plan. So without bodybuilding ever being a focus, I lived that lifestyle before I even thought about getting on stage. I was eating 6 meals a day, following a strict regime, doing cardio, my weight sessions, still learning, still mistakes were made. But at this point, I'm learning my trade. As we all do, we make mistakes, we get better. And I was helping people at this point, getting results, but nowhere near the results that I get now. Like, my early results were pretty poor, to say the least. I got people weight loss, but they weren't the men's health covers that I was getting later on down the line, or the stage shoots that I get now. So my progress has improved from how I work with clients, the way that I look, and I then went to work for a performance boutique, supposed to be one of the best PT companies in the world, working on transformations. I spent years there. I was their top trainer globally for 2 years, learning, still progressing, and this was where I decided I'm going to do a bodybuilding show. COVID had just finished, and I'm like, right, let's have a go at this. I tried previously, but COVID hit. I was 2 weeks out from a show, and it was the Saxon Classic, I believe. I was going to do my first ever show. And COVID hit. I was like, you know what? Let's try this again. Went again, did my first timer show, won it. Went to British finals, placed top 3 in British finals. As a first timer, I was like, you know what? Maybe I do have something in this. It's like, right, let's have an off season. Let's see where we can get. Come back the next year. Came back the next following year. This was where we met. I walked away with the Welsh overall.
Come on.
Went to the British finals. Got top 3 at FitX. And I did novice. Well, I was meant to do novice at PCA. And I had a good, successful season. I think I walked away with like 11 trophies that season.
Jeez.
So I'd done a lot of shows back to back, rebounding, which for a second season was a lot of shows to really do. But I just enjoyed it. I enjoyed getting on stage, and this is where I found a love for it. And I always think back to when I was walking out of tunnels and I heard our names being called playing rugby, like to the level I was. We always had entrance music. We'd all come out the tunnels. You'd line up against your opposite number and come out. There was a buzz that went down your spine. When I stood at the side of that stage and came out, that was the buzz that I used to have. And I was like, I found it. I found the missing piece that I used to have. I've got it back, and that's what drives me. And I want people to feel that as well. I want people to get on stage knowing that they've looked the best that they physically can. They've done everything they physically can to get there. Don't get me wrong, prep can suck. Being that lean, you're fucking starving, you're tired, but you look your best. And I want people to feel that buzz that I felt. And that's what got me into that. And it was the same feeling I had for rugby. And I've just found it into bodybuilding. And now I'm pursuing, trying to get a pro card, moving up the ranks, like sitting where I am now. I was close last year. Like the guys who all beat me are now IFBB pros. So it's just trying to find the right show, right lineup, where the judge really likes your look. And at the end of the day, that is bodybuilding. It's a very opinionated sport. So you've got to find the person who likes you. But it's something that I want to pursue, and it's something that I won't stop until I get it. So you'll see me later this year.
Yeah.
If I could give anybody any advice, find something that gives you that thrill, because that thrill is unmatchable. It might not be bodybuilding. It might just be doing a photo shoot, because don't get me wrong, bodybuilding is great for some, but it is a very genetic sport. You are stuck with where your genetics are at. It's not for everybody. It's a critique sport. You're going to get ripped apart. I don't care if you're doing it for just to say you've done it, but you are going to get ripped apart. It's not a sport for the faint-hearted. Don't do it just for a take part medal, because there's people on that will do everything they can to be that first place. And you're compared against them. Yep. And they're all going to get on there. And if you're doing it to encourage your self-worth, they're going to tell you that your biceps aren't big enough, you're too fat, you're soft, you've spilled over, you need bigger legs, you need bigger calves, you're unproportionate. Like I've had many times, your legs are too big for your upper body. You've got to go away and work on that. You've got to have that champion mindset of, I'm taking your feedback, I'm going to go progress it, and I'm going to come back better. Yeah. If you have that mindset, do it. Don't think twice, do it. If you're going to get caught up and down about somebody making comments about you, don't do it. Do a photo shoot. Look great. Enjoy yourself. Because digging deep to do a show, it's going to be taxing, because you've got to want to do a show. Because it is hard. There is moments where you will second guess even why you're doing this, especially in your early stages when it's new. Your hunger's there. You've never felt hunger like it. You've never felt energy depletion like it. Your legs feel like lead boots. There's going to be a point like, why the fuck am I doing this? And if you're not doing it for a reason, then I wouldn't. But you can get in very, very good shape and look great and do a photo shoot. You just don't have to do them last 6 weeks where it gets suck. But if that's a buzz for you, do it. I buzz off it. I love it. And there's many people that will. But I want everyone to, like I said, live their best lives in the best body. And the gym, diet is for everybody. The bodybuilding stage isn't. Because it is an opinionated sport that will rip you down, chew you up and throw you back out with no shits given. So just, people need to realise that this is okay without this. You don't have to come in the gym and be a bodybuilder. You can look great, go on holiday, look great for your wife, have a great life. You don't have to get on stage.
I mean, before I went on stage, I did a photo shoot. Enjoyed the photo shoot and thought, right, I'm going to go to the stage. And also from doing the photo shoot as well, where I stripped back the fat, because I had a lot of fat on me as well. I was also a fat kid. When I've stripped back the fat, I've seen what areas I need to work on. Put a little bit of work in there for a year and then jumped on stage.
You've got that mindset though, where you'll take the criticism and progress it. Not everybody does. And these are the people that then come out of the bodybuilding scene and go, bodybuilding ruined my life.
Yeah.
Bodybuilding caused this problem. It didn't.
You caused that problem.
You chose to do this. You chose to diet. If you're enhanced, you chose to take them drugs. If you had a coach that was aware and cared, like if I have a client that's asking me to go on enhancements and they haven't been previously, I cover all aspects of side effects before they even do. From a male aspect, I will cover whether they want to have kids, because that may never be a thing if you jump on. Are you happy to be on TRT for the rest of your life? Because you may never regain your axis again. Are you happy with jabbing for X amount, taking all this, all the side effects that come along with it? Females, are you happy to be virilizing? Obviously, we would try and prevent as much of that as possible, because for me, I don't think women need a lot of drugs. I honestly don't. Like, women do not need to be touching testosterone, especially in like bikini and wellness. For me, I think it's harming women by all of this. And there's a lot of Olympia level bikini girls coming out now and trying to prevent this, because there's amateur girls that are all on Fentest. And to me, it's fucking idiotic, because they're just going to viralize. Because what's generally happening is they're looking at the blood work, they're seeing that the test level is low, but that's their natural physiological level. if they jump on up to the 1.7 top range, they're going into a super physiological level for them. Therefore, there is the potential for virilization to happen even at 1.7, which would be within range for women, but it's not for them. That's physiological for them. So they can start to get that thickening of the jaw, clitoris enlargement,
What, babe?
hair, voice deepening. And it's something that you need to make women aware of because it's something to do with dose and duration.
And it's not reversible.
It's not reversible.
Once it's there, you're fucked. You're finished.
You've done it. That's it.
Yeah, that's it. That's you now.
And there is safer drugs that don't virilize, growth hormone, things like that, clenbuterol, that are safer for the woman pathway. But there's coaches out there, I've heard of bikini girls on tren, which for me is
mind-blowing.
Mind-blowing.
Fuck.
And then it's the fem test for me is a big one. But where I was going with this is I make my clients aware of what side effects are potential, even if I'm going to mitigate them as much as possible. Like using a little bit of Anavar with a bikini athlete, I'm going to make them aware that the potential side effects are this. And obviously I'm going to use as minimal dose response as possible, but there is always that potential. If you lose it for long enough, use too much, there is that potential. And coaches do neglect this by far. They don't care. They just want the result. They don't care about the person's long-term life.
Yeah.
Because if, let's say you've got a figure girl, women's physique, you're banging them on a shit ton of testosterone, you're virilizing the fuck out of them, and all of a sudden they leave the bodybuilding career, they want to go into normal life, they want a partner, nobody wants to date them because they look like a dude. Their life's ruined. They want to have kids, they can't. It's ruined their long-term life just through the decisions that they've made for that person by not making them aware. And there's lots of people I spoke to that were unaware of all of this and their coach just told them to take it. So it does scare me a little bit, but I think we need to be more cautious as coaches. This is something that people don't also do as well, is getting the blood work checked to correct factors, but also know what's normal for them. Because like high cholesterol can be a predisposed position. It can be genetic. But you need to know that. You also need to know what your family history is like. So we need to know further details.
Can be hereditary as well, yeah.
So we need to know all of that sort of things before we put anything together. Like I know bodybuilders that have hereditary high cholesterol, but they know what that range is. So they work around it. So you got to think cholesterol creates hormones. You're putting hormones in and stopping natural production. You're going to elevate your cholesterol levels. It's as simple as that. So it's just about being aware, being safe, and just not being a fucking arsehole. Care about people, care about your clients, care about the industry, and then care about yourself. Because you see all these coaches now, I've been in the industry for 10 plus years and I've not been sued. You can't be sued. All you are giving is recommendations. We're not telling somebody to do something, we're recommending that you do something. You physically can't be sued. So don't brag about that. It's something that you want to get the results, you want clients to come back and tell everybody that you've been the greatest thing ever, you've had no side effects. This is the great way to work, my blood work's perfect, I'm living my best life, I'm going to end bodybuilding, being the best physique that I could be, being the biggest awards that I've got. And you know what? I've still got the rest of my life because you've not fucking ruined me. That's what you want. That's what it should be. Not worrying about whether you're being sued or not, because you physically can't be. Because at the end of the day, everyone puts blueprint that this is recommended. I don't tell you that you're doing this. It's your choice to take it. This is just what I would do if I was you. That's how it's written. So you can't be sued for recommending something you're not instructing. It's still the person's choice. So this whole I've not been sued thing, like it kind of is a joke really. But everyone's putting it out there now. But it is what it is.
Do you remember your first proper gym session or prep? What got you hooked?
So my dad previously owned a gym. He had all equipment at home. When he knew I was trying to make a shift in my body, he would come and train with me. So he put a plan together, a whole body plan, nothing stupid, learning the movements. So I learned how to squat, I learned how to bench, I learned how to row, deadlift, shoulder press, lat pull down, that sort of stuff. I learned the basics and he taught me that. And I just learned how to move. And then when I got into the academy, I also had professional S&C coaches that then went on to be my mentors, went on to be my lecturers, because that's what they also did. The guys like Kevin Till, Mark Helm, they all went on to be like, if you're in the rugby industry, Kevin Till has wrote God knows how many papers on rugby league. Between him, Ben Jones, and a guy in Australia, they pretty much run the academic scene for rugby league. So he was one of my coaches, he was one of my mentors, and also one of my lecturers when I was at university. So I had them guys teaching me how to move correctly. So I was learning all these, what you see on Instagram, quick fixes. I'd learned all them as a youngster. How to squat properly, how to fix the butt wink and all that sort of stuff. Heel elevations. I didn't know the biomechanics back then. Like, if you talked to me about a moment arm of a squat back then, I'd have gone, what the fuck are you on about? Now I can talk inside and out about it. But that's through my degree. But I had these guys from a young age. I had my dad when I must have been about 9, to be honest, in the gym, learn how to squat, do all this sort of stuff. And then, don't get me wrong, didn't like it. I was a fat kid. I was wanting to not be fat. And then when I started playing rugby, like that, I'm doing this for the sport, doing this for this. When I got fully into like 15, 16, I used to stay a little bit later because I wanted to do a little bit more. And I don't know if you've ever heard of a guy called Nick Youngquest. He is the Invictus model for Paco Rabanne currently now.
Okay.
But he was one of the wingers at Castle when I was there, and he always came in and did extra. So I was always around the gym with stuff like that. So I'm seeing what is now a model that's on the front of magazines. I'm like, I want to fucking look like that. I want them abs. Why can't I have them abs? And that was something that I always aspired. Just being around people like that is like, that's what I want. So I'd spend more time in the gym, eat less food, move more, trying to look like that. And that's what got me probably into the body side of things a lot more, just me not wanting to be a fat shit, and also just being around guys that look good at the end of the day. I think that's as simple as it.
What are some of the biggest mindset shifts you try to instill in your clients?
The reason why. Why are they doing this? What do they want from it? So if you can find the reason why somebody wants this result in the first place, because like somebody doesn't come to me or inquire to me without a reason why. And most of them will tell me the superficial why. So I have this process of the 5 whys. I will ask why 5 times. And they will give me an answer, and then I'll say why. They'll give me it again, and I'll say why. And again, why, again, why. Normally by the 5th time, they'll tell me the truth. And then I can understand what their real why is. So when they're going down through their diet, when they're struggling for motivation, I'll send them the why. So if they can recognize why they're doing this in the first place, they can make them changes. It's easy to stay motivated when you know what your reason why is. When you forget that why, that's when things go wrong. People get complacent because, oh, I've lost 10 kilos. Yeah, you've still got 20 to go. Remember your why. Because after that 10 kilos, some people might slip off because they think they've achieved something great. And then they're happy, but they're not happy because they've not achieved their true goal. So finding that reason why is such a big thing, and it's so powerful. Like, that's the biggest thing I probably instill in all my clients is just why are you even doing it? Like, if you want to be a bodybuilding client, you want to get on stage, why? Why are you doing it? Because this is a tough way to go. You're going to be restricted for certain aspects in your life. And I'm not saying you can't go out and have fun. I do. I go to the cinema, I go to plays, I go to shows, I go to comedy shows. Like, I still, I'll go skating. I tried snowboarding one prep. I still want to do things that are normal. I just don't put things in my mouth. But for a lot of people, they struggle with that. So they lose a lot of their life. They lose time with friends. They lose birthdays. And again, you don't have to. And people lose that. They lose the balance. So they sacrifice a lot of things to prep. Because for a lot of people, in a lot of cultures, eating is part of celebrating. It's part of being around people and socializing. Food in every culture is the center of every socializing aspect. Whether you're in India, whether you're in Australia, whether you're in America, UK, we all center around food. So for a lot of people, limiting food becomes a big restriction to their life. And taking that away from somebody, they've got to have a reason why they're doing it. It can't just be the superficial, I'm doing it for Instagram. Because if you're doing it for Instagram, your why isn't powerful. You will cheat on your diet, you'll get on stage, you're still soft, and then you're going to get ripped a new one by the judges and you're going to hate your life. So have a reason why you're doing it, and then remember that. Put it on your fridge, put it as your screensaver, have a reason why. Like, I'm chasing a pro card now. Obviously, my front picture's me and Frankie, but when I was doing my last set of shows, so I've got a good friend called Mark Humphreys, who's now a classic IFBB pro, and something that he did was put the current pro card on his front screen to remind him every single day why he was doing it. And that was something he sent me the one to put on mine. And every time I looked at my phone, I was like, right, that's the goal. Right, I need to go get on the Stairmaster that you sat right next to. I need to do my cardio. I need to go do my abs. I need to practice my posing. I need to go do my gym session. And God, how many times in a day do we do that?
Yeah.
And it just instilled that every single day that I looked at it.
Manifest it.
That was my why. I wanted that pro card.
What's been one of the most rewarding transformations you've coached?
God, that's hard to pick one.
Any celebrities?
I've got celebrity transformations, but I wouldn't even say that they're the most rewarding ones. The most rewarding one isn't even a physique transformation. So in the past, I've had clients that self-harm, clients that have very bad eating disorders. This was one specific one. He self-harmed, had an eating disorder. There was worry of him taking his life. And he couldn't stick to a diet due to his eating disorder. Like, he found pleasure in the food that took away from the pain that he was abused as a child. So he found pleasure in the certain foods. So it was hard to stop him eating that sort of stuff. But coming and training, coming and talking was something that stopped him from potentially taking his life. And that was a very rewarding thing to hear, that it was changing his life and he was feeling better. So things like that to me are very rewarding. As from like a transformation sort of side point, like there's Neil that you met earlier, his life has completely changed. He's gone from being overweight, injured, 30 to 40 kilos drop, and he's kept that result for over a year. For me, that is so rewarding to change somebody's life. Like, getting people on stage, I fucking love bodybuilding. I love getting people on stage, and it is so rewarding seeing Frankie get a pro card. Like, that buzz that I get getting on stage, I had that tenfold watching her win a pro card. Watching Anton win, that's like watching my clients win shows gives me more of a buzz than me being on stage. And I've learned that. I'm not going to stop getting on stage because I'm a big believer in practice what I preach. Get out there, do it, execute it, and lead from the front. And I still love getting on stage. But watching a client achieve that, it's tenfold better than me being on stage. I win a show, I'm dead happy. They win a show, I'm 100 feet in the air. Like, I love that more because I love helping people. And my career, no matter however long I last in this industry, will always be about helping people. Like I said before, I don't care about making a shit ton of money, which is why I don't charge a fuck ton of price. Because I want to help as many people as possible, but I also I have to cap that because the amount of time I spend with different people. Some people don't message me very often. I might hear from them on their check-in day and things run smoothly, which is fine. That's a robot. I've got other clients that message me every single day. They still get the time and attention. No matter who you are, if you message me, you're going to get a response. So I need to have that availability there. So I do cap myself and do that because I'm not bothered about making a shit ton of money. Like, as long as I can afford to do all of this, like I said, I don't care, because I care about people being their best them. And the only time I will ever push my marketing is if I can't afford to do that anymore. And that's why you never see me dropping into DMs and trying to do the sales pitch, because I'm not chasing for numbers. I've got enough clients that I'm very, very comfortable. that I can help a lot of people. And like I say, a lot of these are coaches, so it branches off to their clients as well, that I can help a lot. I can put time into doing my social media where I can educate more people. Like if thousands of people are looking at my reels, taking that information, learning from it, if they can put that into their clients, I'm helping God knows how many people. I get more out of that than I do see in my bank account. And it will always be that way. My passion comes in seeing people get results, seeing people change their lives, seeing people live longer. Like we hear of people like high cholesterol levels, all of these sort of issues, getting their blood work back and seeing stuff that's immaculate. To me, that's a buzz. And that's something that I can never really change.
Big up that, man. I fucking love that. Love that. From talking to you, you can just see how passionate you are about what you do.
I love it. Like, whether it's a show, whether it's a photo shoot, whether it's just that end transformation picture, I love this. And I've not got a client that has left me and not enjoyed the process. Like I always try and leave a client in a good situation, because at the end of the day, they've come to me for a product. I want them to be happy with it. If they're not happy, I want to know why. And to my recollection, everybody and every client I've had have all ended in a good way. It's as simple as that. And that's what I will always strive to do, is be the best coach that I can be for you, give you the best products that you can have from me. And that way you're going to have the best results that you can get, because I've got years of experience, I've got years of knowledge, years of education that I'm going to apply to you. And I'm going to give you every single living thing that you can. If you come to me with an issue, I'm going to turn hell and fire to try and find out what that is. Like from digestive issues to like even medical issues that I can't help with, I will try and send them to people that can. I've got clients come to me about their partners and they're asking for advice. You know this, I will give free advice away to people, and I don't give it from an intent of trying to pick up clients. I give it from an intent of I just genuinely give a shit about this career. I give a shit about bodybuilding. I want people to do it the best way they can. I want people to be on stage the best they can. And it hurts me to see people not be on stage the best that they can. When you see someone on a Monday and they look worse on stage on a Saturday, and I'm like, what have you done? And I see it time and time again, and it hurts me to see, because I feel like I could help them people more, but I never want to take that away from another coach, because I want the industry to be a better place. But when you try and then help them specific coaches, and don't worry, I have reached out to try and help and maybe give them another idea of things, because things have clearly gone wrong, but they don't want to hear it because their way is always best. And it's like, if a client looked better on a Monday, you'd have been better not changing anything. Plain sailing and let them look how they did on Monday. Because if they looked wicked on Monday and then they look watery and fluffy on Saturday, you've done something wrong. Or the client has. But if all your clients are looking like that, it's you.
Yeah. Yeah.
So stop trying to do stupid peaks.
Overcomplicating things.
Overcomplicating
Fixing
things.
what's not broken.
Like, and that's what people are trying to do. Or they're trying to push something that's not there. Oh, let's push this dryness. You're not lean enough.
Yeah.
Or let's get fuller. So you're on 1,200 gram of carbs and you're a 90 kilo bodybuilder. All of a sudden you're spilled and all your details gone. Yes, you're full, but you also look like a fucking water buffalo. Like, be predictable. Watch your clients through your peak. Like, you've seen my peak work in action. And I know obviously the last time we prepped, you had that stomach bug. So unfortunately, we never got to show that peeled ass look that you had on stage.
It was peeled though, wasn't it?
You were peeled. You were peeled. And you were ready for some carbs.
Dick skin?
There was dick skin. There was definitely dick skin.
Yeah, and that's what we wanted, right? Dick skin fucking...
We got the dick skin shredded, but then you picked up a stomach virus.
Yeah. I mean, out of my control.
It was out of everybody's control.
Yeah. What did I say to you, even on the day before the show? I was like, mate, I'm happy to go on stage. If I shit myself, I shit myself.
You,
but
you did say that. It's like, it just wasn't worth showing, because like we put the first carb meal in before you told me about the virus infection, and your stomach just went out. And it's just like, that shouldn't have happened. Like, these are foods that you've always had in prep. That wouldn't happen. And then when we went and got tested, it was a viral infection. And you had that for ages as well.
Ages, mate. Like that's the only thing I've ever had where I can actually say, I don't think I can see the light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah.
I don't think this is ever going to go. It happened for a good 3 to 4 weeks.
And it was antibiotic after antibiotic.
Painful. Painful. Going there and saying, we're testing, but we can't find out what it is. Like, well, that's no good to no one.
Yeah. And then we found out what it was.
You'd find out what the fuck it is.
It was an infection.
Yeah.
So we found it out. But you saw how I peak people in the fact that I give them a meal and I watch them react. And like I said about coaching, it's about monitoring people. Watch them. Don't let them overspill. Don't just throw food and hope for the best, because coaches will do that. They've seen that one specific peaking table that is done on endurance athletes where they're not thick skin shredded, they're not depleted, so they have to do a fat load. But if you're a depleted bodybuilder that's thick skin shredded, you don't need to do the fat load. You need carbohydrates. Then they start to do a fat load on the back end. And it's like, carbohydrates, and then you're drying off, especially if you're using a diuretic, you pull water from inside the muscle as well, which is then going to flatten the muscle off. And if you're not putting carbohydrates back in, carbohydrates bind to water, therefore they're going to pull water back into the muscle to keep the muscle full while pulling that subcutaneous water out. Most people don't explain it like that, but these studies are done on the wrong people. But a coach will look at that and go, oh, a doctor wrote that, I best follow it. Take it with a pinch of salt. Research needs to be taken with a pinch of salt. And like I said before, I've got a master's degree. And the biggest mistakes I made was taking research literally. I looked at the research. That's the best way of training. That's the best way of dieting. That's the best way of doing this. And in actual fact, what I was doing before was actually better. Because old school and experience, let's look at what the big guys do. And then let's break that exercise down. Like you look at Jay Cutler, his chest pressing, he never got into the short range. He did a lot of length and range partials. Big chest. Now the research is coming out. Length and range partials increases muscle mass. We knew that. But no one wanted to listen to him because he's a bodybuilder who uses steroids. Clearly he's an idiot. Was he?
It worked.
It worked. It's now been proven. That's what we need to do.
Rinse, repeat.
Look at the big guys and go from there.
Don't try and reinvent the wheel.
That's it.
It works.
Simple as that.
Do you still compete yourself, or is your focus more on coaching now?
I still compete myself. Like I said to you previously, I still want to lead from the front. I want to be the bodybuilding coach that leads the team, gets on stage, and people aspire to the way that I live. I will never ask a client to do something I won't do. So if I'm doing cardio, I'm doing X amount of it, I'm doing my steps, doing my training sessions, I'm pushing myself to the limit, I'm following a diet plan. I will never ask a client to do something that I'm not. So I always want to lead from the front. And I'm not saying that when I finish bodybuilding, because there will be a time when I stop. I'm not going to say I'm going to stop bodybuilding coaching, because my experience and knowledge is just going to get better and better. But I can read back to where I used to be and then say, look, I've been there, I've done it, I've got the book. Look, I have been there, basically. And I've experienced it, so you're not alone. And to be honest, I've still probably lived the lifestyle anyway. I just won't get on stage, I won't push my body weight to this sort of limit. But right now, like we spoke about it, like I'm over 120 kilos. I've been 130 kilos before I started my prep, which I'm prepping right now. So being that weight, I wouldn't be pushing that if I wasn't bodybuilding anymore. Because it's putting more stress on the body, it's putting more stress on the heart. Just being this big is demanding. Like you've got to sleep with a CPAP on because you can't breathe properly. Or your night's disrupted and you're falling asleep all day. Like, I mean, the CPAP's been a godsend to me. But things like that, I want to live a normal life afterwards, but I will still do my cardio, I'll still train, I'll still follow a healthy diet. But the only thing I won't do when I do eventually stop bodybuilding, which I have got end dates, me and Frankie have spoken about these, when that does happen, it will just allow me to be a little bit freer with my diet. I will probably live like an off-season, but without pushing my weight up. I'll get to a body weight that I'm happy with, the shape that I'm happy with, maintain that. But it'll be the nice things of being able to just not stress too much if something's not perfect. go out and have a Wagamama's randomly, the calories are online. You can somewhat track it, which in my off season I will do, but I'll then move all my other food around to make it fit. But it's just being able to go out and not have to worry about hitting a protein amount and so forth every single day, and go out and enjoy a meal and just relax about what I'm ordering. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying order shit food. You're not going to catch me in McDonald's ordering a tray full of food. But if I can go out and have a Turkish meal and just have some rice on a chicken skewer and not get the scale out, little things like that, that's what will change in my life. But two things I've sort of had the conversation with Frankie is sort of like, my goal is to become IFBB Pro. That is my goal, and I want to achieve that. If I've not achieved that by the time I'm 35, I will retire and say, look, I'm just not good enough. But I will give everything that I've got until I'm 35. Once I get to I'm 35, if I'm pro, I will continue till I'm 40 if I'm still progressing. If I'm still getting better and if I should show well in the pro league, I will continue till I'm 40. 40 will be my cutoff because I want to live a life after bodybuilding, and that's when my focus will become on health. I will focus on what we don't want to do in bodybuilding is lose muscle. I will lose some muscle. I will try and downsize, and I will try and create a physique that I really like. You look at the likes of Jay Cutler, Chris Bumstead, they pushed while they were doing it. Phil Heath, they've dropped some size, but they still look wicked. Like, Jay's 50, and he still looks great. Don't get me wrong, he's not the bodybuilder he once was, but he was a fantastic bodybuilder back in his day. He still looks great now. He's still living a great life. From what I'm aware of, he's got no health issues because he pulled out at the right time. And that's sort of like boundaries that I've sort of set. And can't you see him because he's retired at God knows what young age. Like, winning that many Olympias before a certain age is wild. But there's not been many bodybuilders that have continuously got better and better and ended, especially Mr. Olympias. For me, there is only Lee Haney that finished Mr. Olympia getting better. He improved and improved and improved. And in his last Mr. Olympia, he still improved. And then he stopped. But you look at a lot of them going on, and I respect all of these guys. They're great bodybuilders. But their last showing wasn't their best, in my personal opinion. I think they either got too big, they pushed the size gain too much, or they just weren't on as much as they have been previously. So I'd want to get out before that was the case. As soon as I started to go downhill, right, let's enjoy life, go from there. And that's what we get down to with everybody and clients. It's like, just being honest with people is, right, enough's enough. Stop putting your health on the line, because you're not going to make the Olympia stage. You're not going to get a pro card. We need to be honest with clients and learn the boundaries and the limits of where we can push to. And I know them and I've set them. So that's my mindset and where I'm going to go.
How old are you now?
30.
Okay, so 5 years to go.
So I've got 5 years to try and pursue this pro card.
Yeah.
5 years of loving the stage. 5 years of just loving the lifestyle. I love prepping my food. I love controlling my food. I love training. Some people find me weird as fuck for this, but I love getting on that Stairmaster every morning. And like Rob Taylor will completely agree with me on that. I love doing my cardio and I love working. Like, as an athlete, you will never outwork me. I mean, you might work the same as me, but you'll never outwork me because I will work and work and work. Like, I just use Rob Taylor's name there. That guy will work and work. You can't outwork that. And I'm the same. If you tell me to do something, I'm just going to fucking go and go and go. And that's the point where I just need to have that limit of, right, 35 if I'm not pro, 40 if I'm pro. And because if you turn pro, for me, you've not done anything with that pro card until you've placed top 5 in a big show. You're not really worth talking about. So I'd want to be leaving the game there if I can. Like, if you go and place top 5 in an Arnold, you're a big dude. People will know about you in the bodybuilding scene. And that's where, as an athlete, I would like to finish. If that's not for me and my genetics and how hard I work, If I put everything into it and I can't get there, there's a point where you need to stop.
Would you stick with 212 if you used to temp pro?
No, there's no way that I could get there. I could not get to that weight.
So if you couldn't get to that weight, say for example, you got your pro card at 35.
Mm-hmm.
You've only given yourself 5 years of pro shows.
Mm.
What happens if 2 of those years you need to do 2 years worth of off season before you compete again? Then that narrows it down to only 3 years of actually competing.
But like I said, I would do it till I'm 40. If I've got my pro card, I will do it till I'm 40. So that gives me 7 years. So if I have to take an off season to come back, I've still then got 7 years. So I will only pursue longer if I've got a career that's going to be longer. Otherwise, 35, I'm done.
So from now, every year on from now up until 35, you're going to carry on growing.
I will keep doing everything I physically can
to
try and get that pro card.
Mm-hmm.
Might not be this year, might not be next year, might not be the year after. But if I've got it before I'm 35, I will continue till I'm 40. If not, I'll stop at 35. Because the rate at which I've grown, like I did a 18-month off season, I gained 25 kilos. I was 112 kilos at my first regional this last year. I've done an off season this time. I hit 130 kilos, which was 7 kilos on top of where I'd ever been, plus in a better condition than I was at 123. So again, that's more tissue added. So if I'd added 25, we don't know how much I've added this time, maybe 7, which again is fucking insane. The 25 one, fuck knows how that came on, because nothing special was done. It was just consistency day in and day out. But if I can do that year on year, like, how big am I going to get? I'm only 5'10". I can only put so much size on my body. By 35, I will be bridging the gap of my growth. I personally believe. Because if I'm touching 150 in an off season at some point within the next 5 years, am I going to get much bigger than that? I honestly don't think so. And I probably don't think I'd ever need to touch 150 to even be good in the pro league if the balance to my physique is there. If it's not, so be it. I've tried. I've given everything that I can, and within that time frame, I've given myself as much time as I can.
If you got to that point where the balance isn't there, would you start shaving back weight so you could fit into the 212?
I still couldn't make it. Last season, I did everything in my power to hit heavyweights before this last growth phase. And heavyweights is 102 kilos. 212
Oh, really? 212 is what, 96?
Yeah. I'd have to shave off another 8 kilos. And when I say I suffered to get to 92, I starved and did things that I wouldn't expect people to do. Some of the things that I used to get there, like the diuretic usage, the letrozole usage, it's like, don't get me wrong, they play parts and you can utilize them in certain preps if needed, but letrozole makes you feel like fucking dirt. It really does. Diuretics, like, you're drying the body out like crazy, but I also couldn't eat because I needed to make weight for 6 p.m.
Do you regret shaving that?
It didn't do my physique well. In my personal opinion, it was too far. But you don't know until you try it. It was something that was like, right, let's try and do something crazy. Let's try and pull 10 kilos off from what was already a stage weight. And it's like, right, this is mad. Let's try it.
Muscle.
I've lost muscle in that. 100%.
Yeah.
But in terms of coming back, muscle memory is very fast. That muscle comes back as soon as you start eating right, training heavy. That will come back quick. And then in your off season, you focus on progressing more. And then this time around, I will not be sucking that low ever again. But 212 is not even an option. Like, I would not fit in that class. I'm too tall for the 212 guys and too heavy. So My option is open.
Big G right there. Big G.
Yeah.
That's fucking sick, bro. Too heavy for that class. Got to go opens. Right, cool. So you're also a lifestyle coach. How do you define lifestyle when it comes to your clients?
So lifestyle to me is for the people that aren't looking to get on stage. There's different levels to lifestyle. Some people want that epic transformation. Some people just want to improve the lifestyle. So for me, you've got to learn what the client wants. That's the number one thing. When you're consulting with a client, like, what do they want? Do they want to be dick skin shredded? Not everybody does. And when I say dick skin shredded, I don't mean stage shredded. I mean photo shoot, men's health look. Some guys don't want that. They just want to get stronger. So you've got to take what a client wants and initiate that. Don't get me wrong. Most of my clients want abs. So I am working towards that pretty much with everybody. And then who doesn't want abs? Like, generally. But not everybody does. Some people pick a coach that is going to help make them a healthier person, help with health markers, helping that side of the life. And I've had them clients over the years, which you can't show their transformation on an image. Because how do you just show, well, blood work, maybe, but you can't show their physical transformation.
Or a mental transformation.
Or a mental transformation, like we spoke about with the guys that have scared me that they're going to commit suicide, and we've helped them along that side of it. Like, you can't show that on a before and after picture. So not all transformations are visual. So you've got to work out what somebody wants by coming to you. Because it can be as simple as they need to improve their lifestyle. Don't get me wrong, I work more with bodybuilders and lifestyle transformations that want to get in shape. But for other coaches out there, you've got to work out what people want. Like, if somebody does just want to be healthier, live a healthier lifestyle, having you there to keep them accountable and not be a dickhead on a weekend can be valuable to them. And that's what we are. We're trainers, personal trainers. We do personally what somebody wants us to do. They come for a specific product. That specific product is whatever they want. And like, if someone comes to us for stage, what do you want? I want to be an open bodybuilder and I want to try and push from a pro card. It's like, okay, let's see what your baseline genetics are. Let's see what your shape is. See how your muscles attach. Let's see everything as a blank slate. Let's see whether that's a potential possibility. We'll look at that and go, right, I think you fit more in classic. I'm being totally honest with you. I think you fit more in men's physique. We work on that side of things. So you've got to be honest with people that if something's achievable or not, but then also work with them to give them the result that they want as well. So it's just about honesty from all sides for me. That's where it differentiates. Bodybuilding generally is pretty straightforward. People want to get as lean as possible and as big as possible and create proportions that create the look and the criteria for whatever class they're doing. If it's bikini, they want to fit that criteria for that specific federation. Wellness, the same when we're talking on the girl side of things. Men, they want to either look the classic men's physique or they want to look open bodybuilding. You've got to fit them criteria. So at the end of the day, it's pretty self-cut to whatever that criteria is, to whatever they want to do as a class. But then also you've kind of got to shift people into the right class as well. Like, look, you've got down, I'm talking wellness to bikini girls here, but a girl will come to you like, I want to be a wellness girl. I've got a big fat ass. It's like, okay, let's see what you look like when you diet down.
Diet's down, arse disappears.
Ass disappears. They're a bikini girl.
Yeah.
It's like, look, I think you should do bikini. You're not going to fit into wellness. And that's just where your base structure is. You've been basically I can't think of the right word, but you've been obscured by body fat to think that your body looks a certain way. You think you've got big glutes, but your body fat cell sites are all around your glutes. Therefore, it sits there and you have these nice big round glutes that guys love.
It's not muscle.
Well, I say guys love. Some guys love. It's not my cup of tea, but...
What, a big ass?
I like a big ass, but I don't want a big flabby ass.
Yeah.
Like, and it is some guys' cup of tea, but the stick there, whatever leggings they're called these days, that pulls them in. I forgot what the name of the brand is, but they'll wear them. They'll look great in the gym. They take them off and it just go...
Hit the floor, bosh.
And at the end of the day, they think they're a wellness girl, but then they're not.
Yeah.
So you've got to be realistic with people on where they sit. Some bikini girls will diet down. I want to be a bikini girl. I think your wellness. I think your figure.
Really? I bet
It's you'll know more probably from the realistic first pictures.
Yeah.
But you look at some girls and like the glutes are too overpowering. You're like, right, we either need to downsize them glutes, or we need to have an off season and build everything up to fit that wellness class because your glutes are more wellness. So we need to bring the quads up. We need to bring all this up to match that. So don't get me wrong, it is more definitive from the off than wellness is to bikini, but it's just another example. You just need to be honest with clients.
I bet you see that less of though. A girl that wants to do bikini, but she's got wellness.
Less, yes.
Yeah,
100%. But it's a possibility.
Yeah.
Like generally they're probably not fully fit in wellness, but you diet them down and the glutes are just way over dominant for what bikini would be. Because remember, bikini's not about having over dominant glutes. Although every bikini girl just does glutes. It was glutes pretty much in all the sessions. It's not just about the glutes. It's the best bikini girl is the girl that you look at and don't pick anything out of. Because everything flows. Everything sits in the hourglass shape. They're pretty, they're presented well, hair's good, tan's good, makeup's good, and the body just flows. It's not overly hard, but they're lean, filled out nicely. They've got lines where they should have lines. You don't look at the glutes and go, fuck, they're overpowering. You look at them and go, right, that fits that body. That is the definition of bikini. Whereas you look at wellness, it's very lower body dominant. So when you diet a bikini girl down that wants to be a bikini girl, if their glutes are overly dominant, you're like, right, we either need to downsize them, so stop training them, have some time, don't get on stage this year, or we bring everything up. And again, that's don't get on stage this year. Let's work on bringing everything up to make you wellness. And then it's just finding that balance. So it can happen both ways. So it just is what it is. Like, I've seen bikini girls go up to figure.
Yeah.
They have the shape, they have the structure that can go up there. Obviously, figure involves more pushing certain aspects, gaining more muscle, the potential for more virilization because the girls do push more drugs. But I've seen bikini girls go up to figure. If they have the clavicle width, they have the small waist, they have the muscle mass to do it, then they can. But people get stuck into doing a specific class because they want to look a certain way, but genetically they're not built for that.
I'd say, tell me if you think I'm wrong, 9 times out of 10, the base for a woman bodybuilder, the starting base is usually bikini, right? Majority of the time.
Majority of the time, most girls will fall into bikini. Like, I would believe that. But then you've got girls that want to be bodybuilders that don't fit into any of them. And that's where it had the likes of Fit Model coming in and stuff like that. But even still, they might not even fit into that because proportionally, they just don't fit. But everyone now wants to be a bodybuilder. And they're all doing it when I want people to feel inclusive, but a photo shoot might be better rather than getting on stage because you're sacrificing a lot of your life to being a second call out of a poor amateur show. Like, is it really worth it? Just to stand on stage for 30 seconds. You're not walking away with a plastic trophy because you've not got the proportions right to do so. So I think as a coach, it's our duty to be real with clients, to make them understand what's right for them, make the right decision for them. If they still want to pursue it after you've had that conversation, then so be it, go for it. But you just got to open the eyes of them to be like, right, I don't think this is right for you. Why not do a photo shoot? Or you've got someone who's never even thought of bodybuilding and you diet them down for a photo shoot or just a holiday. And Frank is a prime example of that. She was doing a photo shoot to help me out when I left my last company to give me more content. We dieted down and I was like, you've got really good potential. And you could see it. And I was like, I'm not going to force a show on you. If you want to do one, I'll prep you. We'll do it. And never pushed on her. One day she's like, I'm going to go for a posing lesson. Came out of the pose lesson. I'm going to do a show. Never pushed on her by me, and I will never push a client to do it. Like, I've got a natural figure girl getting on stage in the next couple of weeks. Hopefully this hasn't been aired before she gets out there, because she hasn't announced a date. But I never pushed it on her. She joined me as a lifestyle client. She just wanted to get in better shape, build some muscle. She was an ex-powerlifter. I never pushed it on her. She came to me, right, I think I'm going to do a show. Okay, let's do it. You've got the shape, you've got the physique. She does look wicked. And she had the potential to do it. And I saw that as she was dieting down, and we'd have a couple of conversations like, I think you'd be good. And she'd always question it. And I was like, if you want to do it, we do it. But your why's got to be strong enough. Like we went before. If your why is not strong enough, what the fuck are you going to do it for? Because it sucks. Especially when you're trying to live. It doesn't suck. I use that. But for some people, it's hard. And especially when they're trying to work a job, have a family, it's not always viable. And like Ant, who I train, who owns EP, like I said to you, like we went to do a show last year, partway through, his baby was due. So the baby came first. We pulled the show because being there for his child was more important than his show. For him to come and do cardio, for him to come and train, he had to be there for the baby. But we still made sure he trained X amount of weeks. And we made sure he did his cardio, we made sure he took his health subs, because the first reason he came to me wasn't for an aesthetical change, although he wanted that as well. His health was in the gutter. So I had his blood work done. We fixed that. The guy was on death's door. Like, his blood pressure was in an insane position. His stress levels were insane. We fixed all of that. We had his blood work done, sorted that out, got his body weight down. Now, blood markers are perfect, and he looks great. The guy's gained like 7 kilos of muscle in the last year, and he's still peeled. Not stage peeled, but for a dad bod, he's peeled. And he's living his best life. But it's about making that decision as a team and being there for your client to be the best that they can be, the happiest they can be. And that's what it all comes down to at the end of the day, is make people happy. Make people live the best life in their best body for the longest amount of time that they can. We know bodybuilding is toxic on the body. We know it's going to potentially damage our bodies.
Mentally and physically?
Mentally, in some cases.
Emotionally?
Not in everybody. But we do see it happen to people.
Yeah.
Physically, if neglected, yes. Because people will not have their blood work done. It kills me to see people taking a shit ton of Tren and they won't even buy a bottle of fucking Tudka. They won't buy Astragalus. They won't use citrus bergamot, and the cholesterol's through the fucking roof. Like, it's little things like this. They won't go get a glutathione IV. And then the liver enzymes are all over the fucking shit show. The face is aging. They look fucking 40 when they're fucking 20. And you see it time and time again. Like, people's faces look old. And it's just from steroid abuse and oxidative stress. And I mean, I've done videos on this. I've talked about oxidative stress and reactive oxidative species where they're damaging cells. And it's like, the way I always described it was like, you've got a police force in the body that are trying to protect it. And then you've also got these reactive oxidative species that are coming in and they're trying to attack cells. And your police force, once they're overrun by these reactive oxidative species, cells get damaged. And when you've got oxidative damage, you're then looking at things that are going to occur, like the diabetes, like cancer, and all that sort of stuff that we can prevent by, or mitigate as much as possible by using supplementation, getting our blood work done, having good amounts of time off cycle. Like, I've done consults with people and I'm like, when was the last time you were off cycle? Like, never. And I'm like, bro, come on. Like, you think about your health. Like, especially those that have got kids and they want to be around for the grandkids.
Yeah.
Like, you've got to think about your career. And like we just spoke about, like, I've got an end date for when I will finish bodybuilding. And like, as much as I love this sport, I will always go to shows, I'll support it, and I'll try and push as many people into it as possible. But I want people to have a good experience with it. And like, when I say it's not for everybody, there is a small proportion that it's not for. If you're strong-willed, strong-minded, great, go for it, become the best version of you. But if you're not genetically built to do this sport, don't do it. But again, for those that aren't going to make the Olympia, they're not going to make the Pro League, there is lower level shows that you can go and do. Like, literally go and do PCA, go and do FitX, go do, I forget if MUK's gone now, has gone now, but you know where I'm going with that sort of stuff, is go to these lower level shows where you're not against people who are chasing pro cards, who are doing everything they physically can and are genetically gifted. Like, there is guys that you look at and you go, oh, Jesus Christ. Even from a young age now, you see some 23-year-olds and you're like, I fucking wish I looked like that when I was 23.
Yeah.
Like, the things I would have done if
some
I
of
looked
their
like
physique,
that.
I see some natural guys the other day. Fucking hell, mate.
I've got a natural client who's been to the Olympia. He turned pro as a natty. And it's only now that he's jumping on gear. He's been to the Olympia.
That's mental.
And it's like...
Where did he place in Olympia?
He wasn't in top 10. But he was top 10 in New York. He will be, in the long period of time, in that top first call out of an Olympia. I firmly believe it. But where I'm going with that, he started as a natty. He's not anymore. So the potential of some of these kids genetically is insane.
Yeah.
And the potential they've got in the long term of the sport, again, is insane. You can't, Phil Heath said it in Generation Iron, when genetics work hard, you can't beat it. You can outwork genetics when genetics don't work, but that's it. We can only get so far if you are not genetically blessed. So it's as simple as that.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So we've got fucking hell, eight more questions. But, I mean, some of these...
I think we've answered a lot between a lot of them.
Yeah. Right, cool. So you run Myo Apparel too. Where did the idea come from and what does Myo stand for?
So I'll start with what Myo stands for. So Myo in Latin is muscle. So in a nutshell, in English, it means muscle apparel. As bodybuilders, we want to be muscular. We want to fit into clothing with our muscles and show them off. I was having a problem even back when I was doing the lower level shows, fitting into clothing. And I was only 96 kilos. And there was clothing out there, but it cost an absolute fortune. And it wasn't even great quality. So the idea came around is we wanted to create a brand that would allow people to have the highest quality of clothing possible, which we literally, I don't know how many samples of every item we've had, how many changes we've made to make sure everything was cut exactly how we wanted it. Everything was stitched and printed exactly how we wanted it to fit the muscular physique. And that's why we go up to like 3XL. And we wanted to be able to fit the guys that struggle to buy clothes off the rack and fit them nicely. Like, you can't go into Nike and get this stuff. So we wanted that sort of stuff. We wanted it to look good. So that was another aspect. But we also wanted it to be affordable. So we've put it at a low price and it doesn't match the quality of the clothing or the time and effort that's gone into creating that product. And we wanted to bring something that was above and beyond what was on the market for a fraction of the price. Because once you get into this industry, you understand what people pay for clothing. And the upmarket on clothing is scandalous, to say the least. You look at some of these jerseys. So we have the green and black jerseys. Ours are fully embroidered. The inner lining has been placed so there's no rash on the skin when you're training. And everything is stitched so it is long lasting. Like, I've had them since the start. Not a single thing has washed off. Not a single thing has discoloured. Not a single thread has come undone. And they've been washed, I don't know how many times, got through how many workouts, and they're still in great quality. You can go and buy another specific brand for double the price and I am being serious, double the price, it will wash off, it will fade, it's hard on the skin, and it just doesn't have the same quality. But they're getting it for a fraction of the price of what we are, because we are just a small company. We are also putting a lot of personalization into the cuts of these. They're not white label products. They are cut from scratch. We design the product. We have it cut to our specific dimensions. We make sure everything is done perfectly bespoke. So we spend more on each product, but we also charge less than every company out there. And that's what we wanted to bring. We wanted to bring something that was the highest of standard, but for the cheapest price we possibly could. Obviously, while still making a profit, but the profit isn't going back to us. The profit we make on Myo so far, everything has gone back into buying new clothes to bring more lines out for people. And the long-term run is we want to have a line of athletes that we can send to do shows. We can support their careers. We can support their lifestyles. We want to be able to employ people to give them jobs and move them that way. That would be the absolute dream.
Yeah.
And like I said before, I'm not asked about making shit tons of money. I just want to be able to live a good life. But I just wanted to have a product that was proper and I didn't have to spend an arm and a leg for. So that's why we created it.
And I can back you on that as well, because I'm a Myo athlete myself, and the clothing that I've had for well over a year and a half.
Maybe even more.
Probably even more. And them clothes have done some air miles. They've done some air miles and, been washed multiple times.
Yep.
And the quality's still there. I mean, no fades, no threads, no peeling. Still fits normal like how it did when I first got it. So, I mean, the quality is unreal.
That's it. It's built for athletes. It's built for us at a fraction of the price.
Yeah.
So that's, in a nutshell, why we created Myo and what we want from the brand. And like I said, it's not about us making a shit ton of money. It's about bringing people a product that they want. And when we came up with everything, we run the ideas via, like yourself being one, various other bodybuilders, from pro IFBBs to your lower level guys. We asked everybody, what do you like on these designs? It was decided through all of these guys what we went with. So it was for the people. And that's what we'll always strive with that. At the end of the day, it's not about making a shit ton of money. It's about bringing a product to the market that helps people. And again, it goes back to the same with coaching. It's about caring. We obviously need to make a little bit of money to be able to cover our overheads. We need to make money to be able to do this and bring this to people. And the more that we can do, the more advertising we get, the more you guys come in and buy stuff, the more we can bring you. And if people have got any ideas, by all means, drop in my DMs, let me know any sort of ideas you want in terms of clothing and things like that, and we can put them together and potentially think it's still a good idea or not.
I mean, the good thing about the hoodies is the hood's really big, so if you have got Beats headphones, you can still wear your Beats headphones and pull your hood.
And that's what we thought about
over the Beats headphones.
Every bodybuilder, especially in prep, headphones go on, hood goes up.
Yeah.
9 times out of 10, you can't get them on together, so you put your headphones over the hood.
Yeah, which I see a lot.
And you lose sound quality.
Yeah.
So we design them with that, with specific ideas. We've also got cuts in the side of the shorts to allow more movement when you're training. Also shows off your quads even better. They've also drawstring at the top, because we also realise people change waist size a lot through their preps off season, so they can adjust their waist size to go with that. Obviously, there is different size of shorts, but it just gives you that bit more flexibility with stuff. So that's how we create stuff to be as bespoke to us as possible.
So can I pinch your coffee?
Go for it. There is some monsters in the fridge if you want them.
The coffee's stronger in it, what do you reckon? What's your least favourite thing about the fitness industry right now?
I've got a few pet peeves with the fitness industry right now. And I think this all comes down to me caring about people and their results and getting the best service that they can. And a lot of it now is people are following shit on Instagram that's poor information, and it's sending people down the wrong rabbit holes, which is then leading to them hating the fitness industry, hating to want to go to a good coach and learn how to do things properly. And we could be educating people correctly rather than people searching for views and trying to get monetization from that, because everyone's chasing the fucking money all the time, whereas the passion's gone a lot of the time and they don't want to work their way up through the ranks. It's great. If you want to have a career change, great, but start at the bottom. Start where we all did. Go get a PT job. Go learn to stack weights. Go learn to do all of that, and then transition over and learn the right to move through that, because there's no way you're going to go from another career unless you've been working alongside learning secondary as a second job, how things sort of work before transitioning over. There's no way you're educated enough to go into something else without that background. And there's a lot of that. They've done one show, but they're still working as a fucking window cleaner. And they're saying that they now know how to get people on stage. It's like, you're probably causing more harm than you are good. Or everyone's now a bodybuilding coach because they've got someone abs. And it's like, you're pulling people to a position where even if they're natty, you're disrupting their hormone balance. You need to understand things. You need to understand what's going on a bigger picture. And you need to understand how to deal with people in them situations and get them out. Because probably this is one of my biggest pet peeves. Help people after their show. They'll sign someone up for a 16-week period to the show. Show day comes, no plan afterwards. Send people off, eating disorder with them, and all of a sudden they're in this bad spiral again. So for me, it's the poor information in the industry. I think we all need to have a standard. If you're an online coach, I think there should be, don't get me wrong, I don't think the PT certificate's worth anything that's written on, but I think there needs to be something in place for online coaches to have some form of accreditation to get insured. Because there's nothing. Like, you can do whatever you want. Like, you can be an online coach with no certification. Or a bodybuilding coach. I think there needs to be an accreditation, like they brought out in America, which I absolutely love. Bodybuilding coaches need to be accredited by a body to be able to practice as a coach. We need that. And if people want to go with somebody that's not accredited, that's their fault. But we need to make it clear, and we need to put it out there that there's an accreditation there, and that needs to be adhered to show the level of standard of coach. If you're picking to have a backstreet coach, that's your problem. That's like picking a surgeon within a high-end clinic to do a breast augmentation, or getting a backstreet doctor to cut you open and stick some silicone in there. It's the same principle. That's your fault. You've not done your due diligence. You've picked the wrong person. But we need to have that accreditation in place for me. So that's my biggest pet peeve.
I'm not going to put this bit on though. It's funny you said that, because I was speaking to some guy from my gym before, and we was chatting about, I was just training and whatnot. And we said about these coaches that are just turning as coaches overnight. And we basically said, like, he was like, Leon, we should set up a business, yeah, where we get this legally written up in a way where we approach all the top coaches, get them accredited underneath of us, yeah, and then what you'd do is you'd sell it as a yearly subscription for them to be credited. But when people want to be coached by people, they've got a base website they can go to and find credited coaches.
Like checkatrade.com.
Basically that, yeah. Basically that.
Which I think is a good thing. I do think it is a good thing. Like, my old boss tried to set one up. He wanted to have something in place, and they were trying to do a level system. So certain levels would allow you to charge certain amounts as a PT. It just never got done. But in America, they have brought one out for bodybuilding coaches.
Yeah.
So
we was talking more lifestyle.
Yeah. But the NPC and IFBB have brought out a accreditation that will be a standard for people to do. So that's something that is coming out.
I don't think they should be in power of that though, because it's going to be backhanders, more money for them. It's going to be,
there will be
people getting accredited that shouldn't be credited.
You don't have to do it, but they're going to make it more of an awareness to people that these people have been accredited, with the knowledge to be able to do it. So I do like it.
Mm.
Like, I do think it's a good thing because it'll just get rid of all the shit that don't know what they're on about.
I think it should be an outside person. You know, like you've got
It is an outside
you've
company.
got the ombudsman. If you are,
it's not the NPC and IFBB that are doing it.
Oh, right.
It's another company that they're putting in control of it.
Yeah.
So that accreditation is backed by the NPC and IFBB to be the standard.
Mm.
So they brought that in.
IFBB are going to be part of it as well.
Mm.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah. Tyler Mannion did a video on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. I think it's good.
How do you balance marriage, business, and staying in shape yourself?
For me, very easy. We both have very similar hobbies, obviously. Frank is an IFBB pro, but she wasn't before we started dating. I turned her IFBB pro as her coach. So she enjoyed the gym, but she didn't religiously go like I did. She wasn't pursuing bodybuilding like I was, but she supported me. So she always backed me. And I think this is important in every relationship. You've got to back each other in whatever their pursuits are, but also take sacrifices in what their pursuits are. Luckily, me and Frankie have a very similar pursuit. So we can go to the gym together. We eat food very similar together. So we can follow a very similar lifestyle. So that works for us. But one thing that we always do is we have a date night every week, whether that's going for food. Obviously, I'm on prep now, so food isn't a weekly occurrence. We refeed as and when needed. But we'll make sure we go to like the cinema, or we'll go rent a pool table for an hour and play pool, like, and just spend an hour together. I mean, we spend a lot of the day together anyway. Being able to work from home allows me to be able to spend a lot of time with her. But it's just like being with my best friend, with the romantic side of it as well. So for me, it's very easy. And obviously I get to stay in shape, so we go to the gym together, we do all that side of it. We might go on a gym tour one day, travel out somewhere. We've done it where we've got a log cabin in Wales and we've gone and trained at a gym that we like down there. Go back, get in the hot tub, spend the night just enjoying the wildlife and listen to the birds, see the stars, all that sort of stuff. Being normal while also doing it. It's not hard. Like I said to you before, I wake up in the morning, I do my cardio. That's done. Got all my food prepped. I can go wherever I want. Food comes with me. I do a session for an hour. That's it. That's all I ask. So the cardio don't infiltrate any part of anyone's day. Frankie wants to train as well. So we train at some point in the middle of the day. Enjoy the rest of the night. So we get to spend a lot of time together and enjoy that. Travel the world together, see the world together, and I get to do that with my best friend. And it's something I'd never change. And we'll always continue to do that. Even when we get away from the stage, we'll still exercise together. We'll do some sessions together. Obviously, she's more different plan because different criteria. So we don't do everything together, but it just means we get to spend a lot of time together, have fun. And say we spent a month in Spain last month. We've been to China. We've been to Dubai. We've been all around the world and we're still visiting different places. Like last year, we did France as well. We went to Spain, Italy. We dotted all over the place. And when you get to do that with your best friend and do something that's your best hobby that you love doing, you're living your best life. So for me, it's super easy. For other people, not so much. She might have different jobs, different hobbies. But all I'd say to people, and my biggest advice is support your partner in their biggest ambitions, but also be willing to make sacrifices. If you've got kids, your kids come first. You've got to make sacrifices, but it doesn't mean that you still can't have goals. You can still get on a bodybuilding stage with kids. Because if you get on the Stairmaster, do your cardio before your kids awake. If you've got the cardio at home like we do your cardio before the kids awake, shower, make the kids breakfast, get them some food, get them off to school, nursery, wherever they're at. You can go to the gym or you can go to work, do all that. And I mean, I've got guys that'll just do the gym and the cardio together. So they'll go in the morning, gym and cardio. The wife makes the kids breakfast, sorts them out in the morning. They'll do the pick up from school, but help each other. Like, it's not given, it's got to be give and take. It's not one person takes all. And don't get me wrong, there'll be times in life where one partner will take more than the other, like when it comes to business. So like when I left my last career started out fresh. Frankie took a lot of the burden of the financial for me to be able to push that. Then I've done the same with her when she stepped away from that. So we've both been there for each other, and it's give and take at different points in time. When it's my prep, she puts a lot of time into me. When it's her prep, I put a lot of time into her. And I'm not talking from a coaching perspective. She always gets me full time as a coach, but as a husband and a partner, when it's her time to prep, she gets my utmost attention to make sure she's nailing her food, to make sure she's nailing the cardio. Days that she's having a hard day, it's like, come on, babe, let's go to the gym, let's push. I'll come train with you.
Yeah.
I'll sacrifice my session to make sure yours is done. Or I'll take you through your session, I'll PT you through it. I'll make sure she's getting the utmost out of it. And she'll do the same with me. She'll push me on, make sure I do things, and that's what it needs to be.
Love that, man. So literally, people watching this that are thinking about doing a show but thinking I can't do it because I've got kids, or I can't do it because it'll affect my relationship. It can be done.
It can be done. You've just got to sacrifice things. And like we said before, it's if you're on a bodybuilding prep, it doesn't mean that you can't go out and do stuff. Like I say, go to the zoo. You go into the zoo, you're walking around, you're getting your steps in. If you've got a young kid that wants to learn snowboarding, like I said, I tried to learn snowboarding during one of my preps. It's a lot of activity, a lot of movement, plus time with your kid. If your kid wants to play football, go play football with them. Mm-hmm. You can do a lot of things like that. The only thing you're not doing is putting food in your mouth. And at the end of the day, that's not going to affect the kid if you're not eating that food.
No, of course not.
So you can still treat your kids, you can still take them out, you can still do things. And you create good habits with food for them as well. Bodybuilding isn't about creating a bad food relationship. It's about cleaning your diet up and having control over it and having control over what your body does, just like you would with a bank account. It's not bad to track stuff, which people will make you feel like it is. You've just got to be able to teach them that it's okay to have this. And if you're in your off season, teach them, look, you can have this little bit of food. Just pull back here a little bit. As long as you're 80, 90% good on your diet, you're not going to go too far wrong. So it's just about balance, creating that.
But that's a lifestyle client.
That's a lifestyle client.
There's fully 100% when it comes to
this is where I was saying off season. So if you're in your off season, you have a little bit of food with the kid, something like that. You replace 2 meals to have an off-plan Nando's or something like that. You're teaching them that you're just like, this is normally what my calories are. Take that out, I'll have that instead. But there's so many apps out there, and don't get me wrong, there is margin for error on both sides. But I use Wagamama's a lot. In my off season, if I'm out and about and I need a meal, I go get the chili chicken ramen from Wagamama's. It's about 600 calories. The macros are all online. I can take them, I can work them out to what I need to make the rest of my diet to fit that in. Nothing wrong with that. That's not a food problem. It's about having control of your life. I don't feel that's a bad thing. We control his bank account. We can control everything else that we do. If you can't afford something, you don't buy it. If you treat your calories the same, you don't overspend them. So for me, it's about teaching people balance to be able to sort of get everything in there. If you're on prep and you're doing a show and you've got kids, just don't put the fucking food in your mouth. It's as simple as that. If they're wanting to feed you food, it's like, no, I can't have that right now. You're teaching them self-control as well. So that's also a good thing that you're teaching them. So I don't think these are bad habits. One thing at all to have.
I mean, you only start going downhill when it controls you.
Yeah.
And your life.
Oh, 100%.
Rather than you in control.
Yeah, that's it. And at the end of the day, all we're asking you to do is not fucking eat.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that. Or just eat the right foods.
Yeah.
Like, just take your food with you. Like, you can do everything on this planet without putting food in. The only thing we're asking you to do is not eat specific foods.
Just stick to your plan.
Yeah, stick to whole, real foods. And if you're a lifestyle client, you can make healthy foods with your kids, teach them how to make healthy foods, and you're golden.
What advice would you give to someone thinking about turning their passion into a business?
Stay passionate. Stay passionate about what you're passionate about. That passion will always shine through into your business and it will sell everything that you're doing. So like I've said before, none of what I do is money orientated. I don't want to earn shit tons of money. Like, obviously it's nice, but I found in life, money doesn't buy me happiness. I've worked long ass jobs, from PTing from 5:30 till 8 p.m, driving back to Leeds from Manchester to drive back to be there. Like, come home, make my food, go again. Pretty much that's all I did was sleep. I've done them long hours and I got paid well for it, but that wasn't happiness to me. Happiness was when I went and started my own business, took my bodybuilding coaching, lifestyle coaching solo, started working with that, building my own business, and it allowed me to do what I want to do when I want to do it. It's just about having enough money to be able to do that. And for me, that's helping people. And that's my passion. And then putting people on stage, putting myself on stage, that's a huge passion for me. As long as I can earn enough money to do that, that gives me enough. And for me, that's probably the biggest thing is don't lose your passion. Keep the love for what you're doing. Keep your ethics and don't get greedy. Because business, if you show your passion, business will come. As soon as you start to get greedy, your passion and product will lower. And like I said, I cap my clients because I want my product to be the utmost high standard. If I got greedy and wanted to chase the big bucks, I won't have the time for everybody. And therefore my product would dwindle, and therefore so would my client base. Therefore, so would my passion, and I'd start to hate my job.
Right, so last question to wrap things up. I mean, it's been great speaking with you, mate. Just want to say thanks for coming on
Pleasure.
the Mind Muscle Hustle podcast. Definitely have you on here again at some point, which should be good. That's if you want to.
Nah.
Fucking done, mate. Didn't think it's going to take this long.
It's bedtime now.
Where can people follow your journey or connect with you?
So the best place to probably follow me is my Instagram, and I post content on there quite regularly, from my journey to my clients' journeys to my results to free information. So I will put information out there about drugs, supplementation, training, nutrition, you name it. I will put it out there for you guys. If it's knowledge that I think I can share, I will put it out there. My inbox is always open as well. I check it all the time, even the hidden ones. So if you're popping in there and you've got questions, something you want to ask, whether it's coaching related, whether it's diet related, I don't care. Like, I'm open to help absolutely everybody, and there'll be no sales pitch. There'll be nothing that's pushing you towards my coaching. If you want some help, reach out, have a chat with me. If you do want to be coached, by all means, put in an inquiry. But if you just want a little bit of information, I'm also happy to give that. So that's probably the best place. I am going to be rolling out a YouTube, so that also will be some on there. But if you want to contact me directly, Instagram.
And what's your Instagram handle?
It is Troy the Myo Coach, with some underscores in there in the gaps and spaces.
I mean, it will be on the screen anyway below, so you'll be able to search that up and drop in a follow, brother.
Yeah, been good.
Thank you so much. Been good to chat, and wish you all the best in the future, and
Cheers.
Look forward to touching base again.
Yeah, you too.